Good morning and welcome to the 2014 State of the City Breakfast. On behalf of the Paola Chamber of Commerce, I'd like to welcome everybody. First, I'd like to thank Town Square Events for hosting this morning's event. Michelle and her crew, thank you very much. As always, it's a treat. There's juice and coffee and water and other things, so while this is going on, if you still would like something to eat, please help yourself. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize a few of the attendees here this morning. Obviously, we know the individuals seated at the front table. Cindy Green is here from the office of U.S. Senator Jerry Moran. Cindy, would you stand? There she is, behind the pillar. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks for coming. We always appreciate the support Senator Moran gives our county and our city. In the middle of everybody's table, you'll notice there's some red cards and some pens, or white cards or yellow cards. Those are for your questions. If you have questions that you would like asked, we would prefer that you fill out the card. If you'll hold those up, Jason or I or Laura Lee will collect those, and then we will ask them after the opening remarks by the officials. So if you have questions, please get those written down, and we'll get those asked for you. This morning, as you can see in front of you, we have Mayor Artie Sudeville from the City of Paola. We have Mike Yoakum, President of USD 368, and Rob Roberts, Miami County Commissioner. In addition, we have Jay Whelan, the Paola City Manager, Judy Welter, Superintendent of USD 368, and Shane Kroll, County Administrator of Miami County. And with that, we would like to get started. And as always, I always ask the world record holder for the tallest female mayor in the United States of America, Artie, if you wouldn't mind to start with your remarks, we'd appreciate that. And good morning and welcome.
Thank you. I always say that when someone introduces me like that, next time I'm going to wear my 3-inch boots too. Okay. Good morning. As always, it's a pleasure to be able to give a report on the status of the City of Paola. I really enjoy the opportunity to tell you about all the great things we have going on in our community. And as I begin today, I'd like to introduce our city council members, which they're a joy to work with, and I enjoy them so much, and some of who are able to be here with us this morning. Our council president in Ward 1 is Jim Pritchard. Vice President in Ward 2 is Gigi Wilhoit. Councilwoman Lee House, Ward 3, and I don't think she's here this morning. I'm sure she's probably doing her school run. And Councilman Aaron Nicholson, Ward 4. There's Aaron back in the corner. Thank you. They're dedicated public servants who give so freely of their time and talent to help lead and shape the direction of our community. And I also want to acknowledge our city staff employees. Our fearless leader here, Jay Whelan, Dan Drosty, our city clerk, and I think Chad Myers is here from the community center. They work so hard to make Paola a great place to call home, and I'd like to recognize all the individuals who volunteer and serve on our various commissions, boards, and task forces, and thank you for your service. Sometimes those are not always an easy job, but they do well at them. Life is a journey that's made up of side trips and long hauls, and city government many times is like that life journey. We head out with a clear set of goals, wants, needs, and desires with a destination in mind, but just as with life, we end up taking many side trips, detours, and uncharted highways. And it's truly safe to say that over these past few years, as a result of the economic uncertainty of the times, we've been on an interesting journey. The thing about a journey is that if we slow down enough and see what's happening around us, we will learn something new and hopefully we'll be able to steer in the right direction. As a city, we're coming out of an unpleasant economic downturn, side trip smarter, stronger, and better prepared for the road that lies ahead. As we look ahead to 2014, we're looking with optimism toward a future where residents can balance family time and work, where parity exists between jobs and the number of homes, and where at the end of our daily journey we can say we are at home. We want to continue to develop our city as a destination for visitors and a collection of safe and clean neighborhoods for our residents. Perhaps we have set some of our goals to be higher, but that's okay because that only makes us work harder and even smarter. If there's such a thing as a new norm, I don't believe we've yet to find it. Our politicians in Congress and our state capitol must pass budgets that do not create another wave of economic uncertainty. At the local level, we must be able to survive and thrive in spite of what happens in Washington or Topeka, and I think we've learned how to do that here. This morning, I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about the state of the city. My comments represent the view of the City Council of where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. And my theme today is really a simple one: Paola, Kansas, home. How do we define home? We many times think of it as one's place of residence, but I like the broader definition of home as being a familiar or usual setting or a congenial environment. So let's look at how we've cared for our home in 2013 and what we want to improve upon in 2014. Number one is the maintenance. We have our Public Works Department. The Utility Division delivered over 210 million gallons of safe drinking water to residents and local businesses. We replaced more than 3,000 linear feet of water mains, installed new fire hydrants, and answered more than 2,500 requests for water and sewer service. In addition, the Utility Division cleaned and inspected more than 10,000 linear feet of sanitary sewer mains and oversaw the installation of 1,250 linear feet of sewer main relining and new sewer main installation. And in between all that, they were able to maintain our stormwater utility by cleaning open drainage ways and catch basins. The Street Division continued the improvement of our roadway system with over 2,000 man-hours of patching, grading, spot repairs, reconstruction of the Miami and Castle Street intersection, and the complete rebuilding of Grandview and Walnut Streets. The 2013 year work plan also saw the reconstruction of 2,500 linear feet of curb and gutter, the asphalt overlaying of more than 1.45 lane miles of roads, and the construction of more than 15,000 linear feet of the Wallace Park Trail System and 3,600 linear feet of asphalt walking biking path on Hedge Lane. In addition, numerous man-hours were spent on tree limb and lawn waste collection and handling. This past year, our Parks and Cemetery Division spent over 4,500 hours mowing, performing maintenance on athletic fields, and making sure our parks, playgrounds, and cemetery were safe and well maintained. In addition, they initiated a number of park improvements and beautification projects. Now let's talk about the improvement of our home. And last year I reported that Paola was in the initial stages of developing a community-wide walking, biking trail system. Since that time, a dedicated group of volunteers along with the city staff has been working tirelessly to make the project a reality. The Paola Pathways Task Force has not only developed a master plan for the trail system, but they have raised close to $150,000 in grants, pledges, and private donations. And that's been over a short period of time, so they're certainly to be commended for that. It is with great pride that I'm able to say that Phase 1, the Wallace Park Trail System, is nearing completion. As I noted, over 15,000 linear feet of the trail has already been completed, and the final 3,480 is being built as weather permits. In addition, the amenities for the trail have been purchased or are being built and will be installed upon completion of the trail system. And I, for one, am looking forward to the benches. Sometimes you need a place to rest. An official dedication of the first phase of the trail system is being planned, as well as additional fundraising activities. The Paola Pathways Task Force deserves our congratulations for a job well done, and they deserve our support and assistance as they move forward with this very popular and badly needed project. So, thank you. The special thank you goes to all the donors, volunteers, and the task force members. In 2013, the city completed the City Hall renovation project and started the remodeling and expansion of the historic Paola Free Library. Upon completion of the library project in 2014, the city will have completed construction or renovation of all the public buildings that were initiated as a result of the local option sales tax ballot approved in 2006. And I think I failed to introduce Rosie, our librarian, who's here, so I'm glad you're here today. The projects have included the construction of the Paola Justice Center, the construction of the Paola Fire Department's new home in the old Paola High School Middle School building, and the remodeling of the Paola Community Center, and the restoration of our 1909 City Hall building. The Paola community continued its growth and development in 2013. The Chamber of Commerce once again reported the addition of several new members and the maintenance of the fantastic record of membership retention. We also saw the continued growth of our commercial and industrial sectors, as well as significant investments by a number of local businesses in plant improvements, equipment, and technology. The Community Development Department issued over 403 building permits with a construction value in excess of $8 million in 2013. Currently, the community development staff has a number of building permit applications and project plans under review, and 2014 could be an interesting year for our community. In August of 2013, we saw the completion of the Paola Senior Townhouse project. This new senior living development, which consists of 28 townhouses type of living units, provide an affordable and unique community living option for seniors in our community and throughout the region. In November, the city, in response to numerous citizens' requests for a convenient way to dispose of tree limbs and brush, implemented a curbside brush and limb collection program. And this has been met with a positive community support. That happens first Monday, isn't it, of each, the fourth Monday of each month. And home is also a great place for family time. And the community center had a monthly average of 1,193 people attended activities to use the facility in 2013. This usage is certainly a significant increase from the center's humble beginnings several years ago. During the past year, the Paola Community Center hosted 8 concerts, 10 movies, 6 theater productions, and 5 variety shows and 6 weddings. In addition, the Center's Summer Enrichment Program provided a wide range of creative and fun activities for young people in the community. 2013 was a milestone year for the Paola Free Library. Construction finally got underway on the library renovation and expansion project. It will increase the overall square footage of the library by 70% and will double the amount of usable space for library patrons, which I know Rosie's looking forward to. Leading up to the move to the library's temporary site in September, staff and volunteers weeded out over 4,000 books. In addition, about 60% of the library's book inventory was boxed up to be warehoused due to the limitations at our temporary site, but currently it owns more than 35,000 volumes. The Free Library presented a total of 78 children's programs and 10 adult programs this past year. Even with the move to a temporary space and changes in staffing, the library was able to continue its reading and interlibrary loan programs. Currently, the library has 7,565 library card holders, of which 4,672 are city residents, 2,893 are residents of rural Miami County. The city has also made numerous improvements to its park facilities over the last few years and plans to continue that trend in 2014. We're once again fortunate to be a host for a number of community activities. The Roots Festival, the Art and Wine Stroll, and the Paola Farmers Market were some of the highlights of a full schedule of events and celebrations held throughout the year. And now then, any home needs safety. The Paola Fire Department continues to work to make our homes safer through fire safety education in our schools. Additionally, the life safety inspections provided to businesses in Paola are a valuable service for both the business owners and the patrons of those businesses. Our firefighters, all of whom are volunteers, and I always say I wouldn't hesitate to put them up against a paid system anywhere because they do such a great job. And they've responded to 287 calls in 2013. And the personnel worked a total of 5,250 man-hours, of which more than half were for community-related activities and training. As well, our police department responded to 10,500 calls for service in 2013. Overall, the city saw a decrease of almost 24% in criminal activity in the previous year and saw the department clearance rate on criminal cases rise to 76%. In addition, the police department operated a number of community-oriented programs including DARE, Neighborhood Watch, SAFE, bike safety classes, women's self-defense classes, and public presentations on topics such as senior citizen safety, business fraud, and drug awareness. Paola has outstanding 911 services and many dedicated police officers whose main goal is to protect and serve the citizens of our community. Once again, the police department worked hard to ensure that Paola has safe and secure neighborhoods, schools, and public facilities. A priority of the City Council in 2013 was to continue to improve the overall financial status of the city without further reducing staffing or eliminating any other programs. And thank you to the diligent work of our administrative staff, our department heads, and employees. We have made significant progress in that area. Our revenues met or exceeded budgetary projections while expenditures were lower than forecast. Both of these situations will help us improve our budgetary fund balances going into the new fiscal year. And our goals for making our home are even better. In October of 2013, the City Council met to discuss and outlined a number of goals for this year. And the result of that discussion was a lengthy list that included the continuation of a number of our successful programs and development of new programs to meet the ever-changing needs of the community. Some of these goals for 2014 are continuation and enhancement of the street reconstruction program, including exploring new techniques and materials to stretch our street funding dollars. Enhancement of the city's economic development strategies, especially in the areas of community promotion, redevelopment, and retention. Also, staff was asked to evaluate the effectiveness of our current economic development program and funding. We continue to improve communication and working relationships with other governmental entities in our region. We want to continue to update our park facilities, including the restrooms, playground equipment, tennis courts, and basketball courts. Also work towards adding other recreational opportunities such as disc golf course, horseshoe pits, game spaces, and swimming pool features. We want to work toward the development of a master plan for downtown enhancement, such as streetscaping, signage, street lighting, and infrastructure repairs. We'd also want to develop ways to gather more public input on projects and future project development. Move forward with upgrading certain city services such as code enforcement, animal control, and property maintenance enforcement. We want to explore grant or other funding opportunities to speed up water and sewer main replacement. So as you can see, this is a partial list, but we have some aggressive goals and think that we can achieve them. And heading home, I conclude this morning, I want you to consider what you have available to you as a member of this community. A good night's sleep, knowing that your neighborhood is being watched and protected. Security, and knowing that someone is watching out for you. Knowing you and your loved ones will have excellent emergency care if needed. you have a voice in the direction of the city, and knowing that the direction we're going is in response to the majority. Plans are being made for the continuity of services for years into the future, no matter what the future brings. You have dedicated public servants committed to helping you succeed, a local government that is in compliance with all local, state, and federal mandates, and knowing that we as a city are fully accountable for what we do with your money. And I think with all that, I think Paola sounds like a pretty good place to be called home. Thank you for allowing me to share the city's accomplishments and goals with you, and remember Ralph Waldo Emerson's famous quote, "Life is a journey, not a destination." And I might add that our community is one of the really nice places along life's journey to spend some time. Thank you.